Hello class, my name is Kayla Tolsteika, and today my group members and I have been inspired by the concept of gerontechnology. We will discuss this field through exploring its impact on those with Alzheimer's and other dementias, the effect of video games on cognition, in-home technology and its ability to aid older adults to age in place, the assistive technology that is available to older adults, the latest and hottest technologies that were discussed at the World Conferences for Gerontology, and lastly, an innovative technology that I've personally had the pleasure of seeing that benefits older adults in assisted living. What is gerontechnology? Gerontechnology is the study of technologies that are designed to meet the needs and aspirations of older adults. This helps older adults age successfully in different settings. Its ultimate goal is to improve the quality of life of older adults through focusing on the total human lifespan, recognizing different technologies, cross-fertilizing specific technology and gerontology disciplines, and through encompassing all aspects of human activity.
Hello everyone, I'm Ife In. I'm an in-class student and today I will be present technologies for Alzheimer's and dementia patients. While almost a third of people over 85 years old will get Alzheimer's disease, and with no cure of this disease, we utilize technologies to assist them to have a much better performance in daily living activities and potentially prevent the condition from getting worse. Due to memory impairment, some major problems an Alzheimer's disease patient may encounter are face recognition, getting lost, forget to take medication, and safety. Alzheimer's disease patients sometimes don't recognize people's face. The patient would not remember his or her beloved and they might get scared of them. The patients also tend to forget to take their medications and make their health condition getting worse. And especially for an older adult patient, it is difficult to allow them to take a walk because they may get lost and helpless and even in danger. Sometimes, even with the caregiver walk with them, the caregiver won't be able to pay 100% attention at all the time. Finally, when the patient at home alone, they might get in trouble or in danger with even basic building structures and simple activity like cooking, which may cause fire if they forget to turn the stove off. I think many of you are familiar with Google Glass, but you may not know that Google Glass can be used on Alzheimer's and dementia patients as well. Google installed a computer into a wearable headset that resembles normal eyeglasses. It incorporates an optical head-mounted display. The device communicates with the internet and it is hands-free. When someone with early Alzheimer's, GPS function of Google Glass is used to direct them to the right direction so they won't get lost. In addition, the built-in GPS sensor will help the patient family or nurses to locate a lost Alzheimer's patient. Google Glass also helps Alzheimer's dementia with facial recognition function. So when the patient meets someone, the glass will provide name of the friend, relationship with the patient to help the patients identify their friends, family, and so on. Based on the same ideas of GPS shoe, GPS insole allows you to use it in multiple styles of shoes. GPS shoe and insole are designed to alert caregivers when the patient leave defined areas. Caregivers will be able to track patients using GPS technology after they register an account. The embedded GPS sensor will be able to show patients' location on the app, and caregivers can just simply monitor the location on their cell phone or touchpad. The device works well in both Android and iOS system, and 2G network is enough. The device provides customized alert to multiple caregivers, which works for patients who had more than one caregiver. Automatic pill dispenser can be used in order to remind Alzheimer patients to take medication on time. There are many models of this kind of device. Here is an example of one of the pill reminder, which is called e-pill station. The station automatically puts the patient's medication in a dispensing cup. It hosts 28 medication events in total. So when the alarm is sounding and the light is flashing, you need to move the blue handle forward to dispense medication to the cup. Then the alarm and the light will go off. Otherwise, the alarm will keep sounding and the light will keep flashing for up to 30 minutes. I think this device works for cognitive functional older adults to early stage of Alzheimer's patients. For those who suffer severe Alzheimer's, the sound and light might not able to provide a reminder for them. In-home safety is one of the most important factors for older adults staying home. Due to memory impairment, they may forget to turn off the stove while they're cooking. This is very dangerous as it causes fire and even explosion if they're using gas. Stove Guard is an example of stove protection at home for seniors. The device is installed on the stove to monitor the motion of the cooking area and the amount of gas supplied. When the monitor detects no motion in the cooking area, the stove will be automatically turned off. When the stove is turned off already but the sensors still detect too much gas in the room, the gas sniffer will turn off the gas supply to prevent a possible explosion. An example of home monitoring system is a smart home security kit. This kit allows you to control lights, electronic appliances remotely. The kit includes many sensors which have different use. The door sensor is used to detect whether the door opened unexpectedly. Another sensor is used to detect your family member or pet motion in the house. In addition, the user gets an alert from the device when their loved ones don't come back when they should. The kit allows adult children know when their parents went out and whether they came back on time. Some similar devices also track whether the older adults fall and hurt themselves at home.
Hi everyone, this is your classmate Amy, and today I will cover the topic of the effects of video game training and improved cognition. First, I want to start off by discussing cognitive decline and impairment. According to the CDC, more than 16 million people in the United States are living with cognitive impairment, and it is also believed that age is the greatest risk factor. As the baby boomer generation passes age 65, the number of people living with cognitive impairment is expected to increase dramatically. An estimated 5.1 million Americans aged 65 years or older may currently have Alzheimer's disease, but this number is expected to rise to 13.2 million by 2050. As you can see, there are many problems associated with cognitive impairment, and it is a very costly condition. People with cognitive impairment report more than 3 times as many hospital stays as individuals who are hospitalized for some other condition. Alzheimer's disease and related dementias alone are estimated to be the third most expensive disease to treat in the U.S. The average Medicaid nursing facility expenditure per state in 2010 for individuals with Alzheimer's disease is estimated at $647 million, not including home and community-based care or prescription cost drugs. Moreover, our presentation interest was stemmed from this article from the Annals of Long-Term Care blog, as well as our previous and current studies about gerontechnology. Christina L. is the author of the article Racing Toward Improved Cognition, in which she discusses about a recent study that found video games to be beneficial for cognitive health. Video games generally have a bad perception to it, as many people claim it to be a waste of time or annoying, as players could get highly obsessive and addicted. But many recent studies are showing that it could help older adults maintain their cognitive function. Most people would think that puzzle-based games were better for cognitive health, but surprisingly, action-based games are showing benefits as well. In this article, the author discusses about a study conducted by UCSF researchers. They designed a game called Narrow Racer, in which participants had to race a car around a winding track while a variety of road signs popped up. The game requires players to perform 2 tasks simultaneously. First, they must use a joystick to navigate a car down a winding road, and second, they must hit a button whenever they see a road sign in the form of a green circle. The researchers found that after playing for 12 hours over a 4 week period, the older adult participants played the game so well that they beat the untrained 20 something year old participants. In addition, the older adults exhibited improvements in memory and attention compared to their baseline levels, and these benefits lasted for at least 6 months despite them having stopped further gaming. There are many other studies out there that have shown video games to improve with memory, multitasking, reaction time, mental flexibility, reversing mental decline that accompanies aging, and improves spatial attention. Due to the time limit, I won't be able to discuss all of these articles, but if you're interested, there are some links on our reference list, or you could simply search the web. Next, we have a neat little video discussing the effects of video game training.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Simmons, and I'm going to present on in-home technology and aging in place. And first, I'll start with defining aging in place. Aging in place is a term used to describe a person living comfortably in their own home for as long as they are able to while they age. They are able to have the things they need while remaining in their home and maintaining their quality of life. Um, and next, I'll talk about the benefits of aging in place. One of the benefits of aging in place is that the seniors are able to maintain their autonomy and freedom. And oftentimes their autonomy and freedom to make choices is often lost when they go to a long-term care facility. So they're still able to make choices about their own life, such as what they want to eat, what time they want to wake up, and just basic choices that are often lost when you go to a long-term care facility. Um, and then I guess I should note that more and more seniors have a preference to age in place, which isn't surprising, obviously, because most people don't want to be institutionalized. Um, there are also cognitive benefits because when you living at home promotes continuous mental stimulation. And mental stimulation can help prevent or prolong the onset of memory issues and cognitive decline. So it can help prevent or prolong Alzheimer's and dementia, because you're still responsible for making decisions and performing mentally stimulating activities. And you also have the opportunity to engage in more activities. Um, there are emotional benefits. Um, Aging in place can help reduce sadness and depression. It's often devastating for someone to have to make the transition from living in their own homes to being institutionalized. Um, another another benefit or something that goes hand in hand with that is like I guess you could say a social benefit because you're able to maintain your same network of friends because you may be friends with your neighbors or yeah you're just able to maintain your social relationship. um, and then there's the financial benefit obviously because you don't have to worry about um, losing all of your life savings just to help pay for long term care. Obviously, Medicare only pays for long term care up to a certain amount of days, and from there, unless you have long term care insurance, you'll have to pretty much you pretty much have to have little or no assets to qualify for Medicaid. So it's like you worked all your life, only to spend all your hard-earned savings on being institutionalized somewhere you probably don't want to be anyway. So you're able to, keep your house that you work for and your dignity pretty much. Now I'll discuss the role of technology. Obviously, there's a ton of technological devices and product lines, but the product line that I'll discuss is called the Grand Care System. The Grand Care System is a product line that was developed to assist with aging in place. It is used by elders, caregivers, and their families. Um, One of the products, obviously, they have different devices that can help monitor vital signs such as blood glucose level, blood pressure, temperature, and weight. The vital signs are then sent to an online system via Bluetooth that can be viewed by family members and caregivers and doctors. Um, so you're able to monitor your loved one remotely or your
So
patient
their mission.
remotely.
International
They
Society
also
for
have
Gerontechnology encourages and promotes technological
interactive
innovations in
assessments,
products and services
and
that
interactive
focus on
assessments
older
are pretty
people's
much
ambitions
surveys that
and
are taken
needs
by
on
the
the bias
seniors
of
that give
scientific
caregivers and family
knowledge
members
about aging
feedback about their
processes,
lifestyle,
including cultural
whether or
and
not they're
individual
in
differences.
pain, how their
Vision.
medical conditions are being
ISG works
managed,
towards the
and just things that they
realization
may
of
need.
society fully served by
Um,
technology that is
They're
as
usually
accessible to
also a
aging
peer
people
coordination
as is to
feature,
people in
which allows
younger generation
caregivers,
like us.
seniors, and family
Value.
members to interact and
Innovative
exchange
technology that
information
serves an
with each other.
enabling
Like
role
once
for
they
aging people
view the different vital
by
signs, they can send
maintaining their
messages to each
independence
other.
and equality, including
Medication
consideration
reminders
of
that have like
residency,
different alerts to
mobility,
alert the senior to take their
safety,
medication.
security,
One of the
communication,
coolest features
activities, and quality of
is their
life.
line of sensors.
Um,
And these are
Supporting
sensors
their
that can be
well-being,
placed around the
health,
home that
and
have
defined
motion
by the WHO,
sensors to keep track
releasing
of
their
patterns
individual
of
and
motion.
collective or social
Contact sensors
ambitions
that can be
and needs,
placed on door handles,
keeping
windows, and
them
appliances
embedded
to
in their
detect.
changing social,
And these
cultural
sensors can
environment,
help detect whether or not someone has
enhancing
left
their
the home,
dignity
whether or not they
and
went in the
supporting
refrigerator
their
for the
caregivers.
day, which
So you
gives you
can
an
see
idea
International
of how
Society for
much, or
Gender
just even whether or
Technology
not they
really
ate or
wants to
drank
help
anything
older
during the day, if
people
there's
to
pressure
have a
sensors
better
that can be placed on
lifestyle
the
and
bed
really have
or
a
on chairs
connection
throughout the
with
home to
society.
monitor how long someone has been in bed or sitting in a specific chair. Because obviously it's important to know the activity level of someone that you're providing
So the
care
last
to.
conference held
The
by
final piece, the
International
social and
Society Gender
entertainment piece,
Technology
where the seniors can send
is in
pictures or
Taiwan.
video
The NICE
chat, listen to
World
music,
Conference of
play
Gender
games, or just surf
Technology,
the net.
ISG
And obviously, this
2014,
depends
was held in
on
Taiwan
whether or
under the
not they
same
have or
cultural and
computer
social
skills.
diversity
So
in gender
this will
technology.
obviously vary per
With the
person.
full support of the Chinese
Overall, the
Society of
Gerontech
Gender
system is an
Technology and
awesome
Service
system that
Management,
I think
Yuanze
can
University,
provide
Taiwan,
can be a
External
huge
Trade
benefit to
Development
home
Council,
health
and
care, and
worldwide
obviously helping
professionals.
seniors to
The
age in
conference was
place.
very
But it can
successful.
be
Now
extremely
here's a
helpful for a
YouTube
doctor,
video that
so they can
introduces
monitor, like I said, monitor
basic
their patients
information
remotely.
about
If family members or
the
patients
conference in
may live out
Taiwan.
of state, they can, just to even know their vital signs or their interactive assessments, which gives them some idea about their quality of life or how they're
So the
really feeling, and
2014 ISG
things that they may be
conference
able
focuses
to
on
help.
5 topics. The first one is health and self-esteem. Telehealth services and business model, telemedicine services and business model, rehabilitation engineering, ICT applications for lifelong learning, and other related topics. Number 2, housing and daily activities, housing adaptation, assisted living, ICT for aging and independent living, assistive technologies, and other related topics. Number 3, communication and governance, senior-friendly communication devices, online social network for older adults, socially assistive robots, and other topics. Number 4, mobility and transport, mobility aids and assistive devices, technology for senior drivers, age-friendly public transportation, and other related topics. Number 5, work and leisure, accommodation for senior workers, volunteer job opportunity for older adults, fine technology for the elder, senior fitness and sports center, and other related topics. I don't have time to introduce all of the topics and subtopics from the conference, but here I provide a link that if you guys want to interested to look at it, they have the full presentation and full paper about the 2004 ISG conferences. So the next coming up events for International Society Technology is 2016 ISG Conference, the 10th World Conference of Gender Technology. It will be held from September 28th to 30th, 2016 in France. The main topic will be sustainable humanity as an innovation current meeting point in technology, services, activity, communication, robotics, housing, transports, healthcare, environment, economy, law, ethics, and politics worldwide. All this topic is hottest topic in the gerontology field, and they will have a deep conversation related in these topics. And the exciting news is that they also accept individual papers. If you guys want to express your opinion and ideas about some topics of gerontology and gerotechnology, you can definitely go to their website and submit your paper. And maybe you will have the chance to go to the conference by yourself.
Hi, my name is Olivia Kern, and I will be discussing assistive technology and mobility aids for older adults with disability. Alongside the invaluable cognitive benefits that video games offer our older adults, it is also important for us to discuss the other crucial roles that technology plays in association with assistive technologies. Assistive technologies refer specifically to devices used to compensate for physical limitations. One may more narrowly discuss assistive technologies in reference to special tools used to accomplish an activity, like a walker or a wheelchair, orthotics, like braces or splints, or it may even grow to include prosthetics, like artificial limbs. When discussing assistive technologies, we often do, as we should, simultaneously discuss adaptive techniques and environmental modifications. Adaptive techniques refers to modifications in the way an activity is carried out. A good example of this is an individual with limited shoulder range of motion might place his arms in the sleeves of a t-shirt and then put it over his head, rather than putting it over his head and having to reach his arms up through the sleeves. Environmental modifications, changes in the physical surroundings, such as enlargement of a doorway to allow for a wheelchair. ADA in 1990 focused on environmental modifications to enhance access to workplace, public buildings, and transportation. Environmental modifications are also closely tied to the idea of universal design, which was discussed in last week's presentation by Group 4. Although there is limited data on the effects of assistive technology, the existing data suggests that assistive technologies may reduce task difficulty and reduce the need for help from another person. The reductions in these two areas result in an increased sense of autonomy and independence, which we have learned are invaluable faculties as we age and lose ease of cognitive and physical functions. Although a sense of autonomy and independence are priceless, there are several cons to assistive technologies, most of which involve access to and knowledge of various assistive devices. We find that many individuals in need of assistive technologies lack access to potentially helpful devices due to their high cost, limited available funding, and difficulty in obtaining information on potentially useful equipment. Studies also continue to find that issues and complications with devices is common. Fraud and abuse by providers has also contributed to the increased difficulty an older individual will likely have gaining access to assistive technologies in a timely manner. Recently, Medicare has cracked down on fraud in the provision of powered mobility devices, recovering over $84 million in fraudulent claims. Providers must now be sure to personally verify and clearly document the medical necessity for powered mobility devices when prescribing such a device. As a result, it takes longer and far more effort to gain access to useful assistive technologies. Additionally, experts are needed to ensure that the device fits the patient and his or her unique needs properly. Many people select assistive technology without professional help. For example, an elderly person may acquire assistive technologies via yard sales or hand-me-downs. This results in an ill-fitting piece of equipment, causing discomfort, pressure sores, and the like. To foster technology-related assistance for consumers, the TECH Act was enacted in 1988. This legislation spawned availability of information on the Internet and centers in each state to provide assistance with technology to disabled persons. With this availability of information, differently abled individuals now had more readily available contacts for expert assessment, information on proper use of canes, walkers, manual wheelchairs, and power wheelchairs. The Internet and centers also offered information on finances and fitting with mobility devices, especially in reference to Medicare and Medicaid reimbursements and funding of such devices. The websites listed on this slide are great examples of information that became available on the Internet as a result of the TECH Act and have maintained relevance through to present day. The iBot is an assistive technology that I found to be particularly interesting. The iBot is a motorized wheelchair that is capable of standing and climbing curbs and stairs. It also allows a person to raise up so that when they're talking to someone, they can speak with them eye to eye, rather than being in a typical wheelchair where you're lower down to the ground and you're always looking up at other people. This allows for a more person-to-person, face-to-face conversation and correspondence. Some of the pros, in addition to those of the iBot, are increased mobility and sense of autonomy, and the ability to personalize the iBot per the individual. Some of the cons are that it's very expensive and it's difficult and time-consuming to be reimbursed by a third party and to gain approval to purchase the device. There's also regular maintenance that is required, extensive training in order to use this piece of equipment, and the patient must have good sitting balance and good cognition. So for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, this may not be the most ideal piece of equipment. So that is when it would become very important for someone to have expert advice and knowledge of what is right for that individual. So although this is a super cool piece of technology and assistive technology, only certain people with the right set of needs can use this. But I thought it was pretty cool because it pretty much takes away any problems that someone could have in a normal wheelchair because you can go upstairs, go up curbs, pretty much unstoppable. So I wanted to share this with you guys. So how does all of this relating to assistive technologies truly relate to an individual's overall health while taking advantage or not taking advantage of these different devices? Well, if one has limited or uneducated access to assistive technologies, it is extremely likely that they will end up with an improperly fitting device, which can cause pressure sores and extreme discomfort, which then rolls into getting blood clots and having other health issues, especially if a piece of equipment is extremely worn down or if it's designed to be for someone of a different size or a different physical need than what the other individual is using it for. This also creates a false sense of security and well-being if someone thinks that they're safe because they're using this powered wheelchair, or they are doing the right thing by using this certain walker, when really they could be harming their body more and causing more long-term effects on their overall health. They also may not be receiving all the physical assistance necessary to maintain physical functioning. So they might be using a cane, but really they need to have a walker, or they're not using the right type of motor-powered wheelchair, or their cognitive functioning isn't in par with the motor wheelchair they're using. They might need something different so that they don't hurt themselves. And they may not be aware of the financial help that's available. So if they're spending all of their own money and not utilizing the financial resources available to them, it can result in poverty and a lack of resources to maintain whatever equipment that they do have. However, if someone has knowledgeable access to assistive technologies, they will have one or more devices expertly prescribed and provided to assist them with troublesome activities unique to their needs. This will also help make sure that they have different tools and devices that fit their bodies how they're meant to fit, so it will not result in pressure sores or discomfort, ideally if the expert is truly making sure that they're prescribing something unique to this individual. If they have knowledgeable access to assistive technologies, then they're also more aware of financial support, and so they can apply for it and make sure that it's being provided per what their needs are. And this person or people who have this access will also feel more comfortable and confident in their abilities and have an increased sense of autonomy and independence, which, as I've said throughout these few slides, that it's priceless to have a sense of autonomy and independence. So having this knowledgeable access to assistive technologies not only allows you to improve physical health, but the mental health that is received from feeling like you can take care of yourself and do things on your own is immeasurable. And so all of these different points help to promote physical health, financial well-being, and improve confidence. So although there are a lot of struggles to get past in order for people to have access to and enjoy assistive technologies, it is extremely beneficial if we can get to a place where people can have accurate information and readily available access to these assistive technologies.
Gerontechnology is the future of aging. It can assist family members in safely taking care of those with dementias through GPS tracking, medication dispensing, and home security systems that not only monitor people coming and going, but appliances as well. My personal favorite as a recreational therapist is that it can improve memory, reaction time, mental decline, spatial orientation, and mental flexibility just by using something as simple as a video game. As an advocate for those who want to age in place at home, one of the most interesting things I learned was thanks to Tiffany about the Grand Care program. The way the system works to send vitals to family members, keeping them in the loop while allowing their loved ones to be as independent as possible through medication reminders and other social engagement is quite inspiring. Olivia reminded us that we may not view assisted devices as technology. There's a right and a wrong way to use the devices, and each device is uniquely adjusted for each individual using technology. I can't help but laugh when I see the Tech Act of 1988. This was the year that I was born, and it's hard to imagine that the Apple computer I used while growing up was one of the up-and-coming technologies this act was foreseeing. But as we learned about the World Conference of Gerontology, there's always bigger and better technology coming out year after year, and it takes a while for us or the general public to see the technologies. Be honest, who would ever thought that there would be a virtual senior center that is used by centenarians? Here are some questions we'd like for you to consider. Do you think that Grand Care should receive federal funding as a part of home health care? Based on our discussions in class and our readings, what do you feel can be done to improve the issues we've seen with assistive technologies? Where do you foresee the future of gerontechnology leading skilled nursing facilities and assisted living communities? How safe can individuals with dementia be with technology? Would this make placement into skilled nursing facilities or assisted living more difficult? While video games may be beneficial for this generation of older adults, how beneficial do you foresee it being for millennials in their old age? Do you believe gerontechnology will be beneficial in the long run, or do you think it'll make socialization more difficult, especially for those who experience communication problems, such as people with dementia? Thank you so much for listening today. If you have any questions about our presentation, please feel free to contact myself or other members of my group. Here are the references that we used for our presentation today. Have a wonderful day.